From surviving 2 world wars to being buried in mud for decades and still firing perfectly, from being dropped off cliffs by cavalry soldiers to being passed down through 5 generations of ranch families, these are 10 lever-action rifles that refuse to die. Built like tanks, tested by time, and proven by the millions of hunters, ranchers, and shooters who've trusted their lives to these mechanical marvels. Number 10. The Winchester Model 1894. In the rolling hills of Montana, an old rancher pulls a rifle from behind the seat of his pickup truck. The wooden stock is worn smooth from decades of handling, and the blued steel shows patches of honest wear from years of service. While the receiver of a standard 94 is steel rather than brass, its presence in the family for 4 generations is a common story across the American landscape, as it has never failed to drop a deer when the moment counted. The Model 1894 wasn't just a rifle, it was a revolution. John Moses Browning designed this masterpiece to handle the new smokeless powder cartridges, like the famous 30-30 Winchester, which were transforming firearms at the turn of the 20th century. As the first Winchester lever action specifically built for these higher pressure rounds, it combined the rapid fire capability of a lever action with the increased velocity and stopping power that modern hunters and frontiersmen demanded. What made the 1894 virtually indestructible was its incredibly robust action. The solid steel receiver was machined from high-carbon steel, creating a foundation that could withstand pressures that would destroy the toggle-link rifles of a previous era. The lever mechanism itself was a work of engineering art, featuring a locking bolt that rose behind the breech block to create a bank vault-tight seal, yet was built with tolerances that allowed it to keep functioning despite the dirt, debris, and decades of hard field use. The proof of its durability lies in the numbers. Over 7 million Model 1894s were manufactured between 1894 and 2006, marking one of the longest continuous production runs in firearms history. Many of these rifles are still in active service today, passed down from grandfather to grandson and from rancher to rancher, still taking game in the same forests and prairies where their ancestors hunted more than a century ago. In the deer camps of Wisconsin, the turkey woods of Pennsylvania, and the elk country of Colorado, you'll find these rifles still performing exactly as John Browning intended. The wood may be scarred from encounters with rocks and trees, and the metal may show the deep patina of age, but the action still cycles with the same mechanical authority as the day it left the New Haven factory. The accuracy remains as true today as when the very first test shots were fired in 1894, proving that true quality never goes out of style. Number 9. The Marlin Model 336. Deep in the North Woods of Maine, where the trees grow thick and the shots come fast, deer hunters have relied on the evolution of Marlin's solid top design for generations. The Marlin Model 336, with its distinctive side ejection and eventual introduction of micro-groove rifling, has earned a reputation as perhaps the most dependable lever action ever created for brush country hunting. While its direct lineage traces back to the 1893, the modernized 336 has dominated the woods for over 75 years. Introduced in 1948, the 336 was Marlin's definitive answer to the Winchester domination of the lever-action market. But rather than simply copying the competition, Marlin's engineers refined an entirely different approach. The side ejection system meant that spent cartridges flew out the right side of the action rather than straight up, allowing hunters to mount telescopic sights directly over the receiver without interference. This practical innovation gave the 336 a massive advantage in the emerging era of scoped hunting rifles, making it a favorite for those seeking modern precision. The steel used in the 336's construction was chosen for its rugged quality. Marlin utilized receiver steel from foundries that produced metal specifically for high-stress firearms applications. This steel was then machined with tolerances measured in thousandths of an inch, creating an action that was both incredibly strong and remarkably smooth. The famous Marlin micro-groove rifling, introduced in the mid-50s with its shallow, numerous grooves, was designed to reduce gas leakage and improve accuracy with jacketed bullets, while maintaining the barrel integrity needed for decades of hard hunting. What truly set the 336 apart was its ability to function reliably in conditions that would challenge other rifles. The action was designed with a simplified, robust bolt and internal parts that allowed for reliable cycling even when exposed to the elements. Stories abound of 336s that were dropped in wet bogs or thick brush, wiped down, and fired perfectly without missing a beat. This reliability made it a staple in the damp, unforgiving environments of the American North and the Pacific Northwest. In the logging camps and remote wilderness areas, hunters and outdoorsmen would carry 336s as primary tools for both meat and protection. These rifles were subjected to conditions that would test any firearm: relentless rain, heavy snow, extreme temperature changes, and constant use in environments where reliability was a baseline requirement. The 336 earned its reputation one harsh winter, one rugged season, and one perfect shot at a time. Today, original 336s from the 1950s and 60s are still hunting the same woods where they started their careers. The walnut stocks show the dings and scratches of countless hunting seasons, and the blued steel has developed the deep patina that only comes from decades of honest use. But the actions still cycle with the authority and precision that made Marlin legendary among lever-action manufacturers. These rifles remain a testament to a design that was built to work and built to last. Number 8. The Winchester Model 1892. In the dusty archives of Western history, no rifle looms larger than the Winchester Model 1892. While its predecessor, the 1873, is famous for winning the West, the 1892 was the rifle that tames the late frontier, the gun that rode in the saddle scabbards of cowboys, lawmen, and outlaws across the American landscape. But more than its legendary status, the 1892 proved its durability through decades of the harshest use imaginable. John Browning's design for the 1892 was elegantly simple, yet incredibly robust. The action was built around a massive steel bolt that locked directly into the receiver, creating a connection so strong it could handle the most powerful handgun cartridges of the era. The lever mechanism was crafted from forged steel components that were built to withstand not just normal use, but the abuse that came with frontier life. Cowboys riding the open range subjected their rifles to conditions that modern shooters can barely imagine. Dust storms that could strip paint from metal, river crossings that soaked every component, temperature swings from desert heat to mountain snow, and the constant jarring and banging that came with life in the saddle. The 1892 absorbed all of this punishment and kept functioning. The genius of Browning's design lay in its simplicity. Fewer moving parts meant fewer things that could break. The action could be completely disassembled with just a few basic tools, allowing field repairs in the middle of nowhere. Cowboys learned to maintain their rifles with whatever materials they could find, using rendered animal fat for lubrication and boiling water to clear out corrosive black powder fouling. Yet the rifles continued to function beautifully. Museum collections across the American West contain 1892s that show incredible wear, yet still function perfectly. These rifles bear the scars of frontier life, with stocks that have been carved with initials, barrels that show the pitting from black powder corrosion, and actions that have cycled hundreds of thousands of times. Yet when museum curators test these ancient warriors, they still cycle smoothly and shoot accurately. The 1892's reputation for reliability became so legendary that original Winchester production continued for nearly 50 years, from 1892 until the onset of World War II in 1941. During that time, over 1 million of these rifles were manufactured, spreading across not just the American West, but to frontiers around the world, where dependability was literally a matter of life and death. Number 7. The Henry Big Boy Steel. Modern lever-action rifles face a challenge that their historical predecessors never encountered. Today's hunters and shooters demand the same reliability and durability that made the classics legendary, but they also expect modern manufacturing precision, contemporary materials, and the ability to handle modern high-performance cartridges. The Henry Steel lever action represents the evolution of lever action technology, combining traditional design with 21st century engineering. The foundation of the Henry Steel's durability lies in its receiver construction. Unlike traditional lever actions that use brass or aluminum alloy receivers, Henry chose steel for maximum strength. This receiver is machined from a solid billet of ordnance-grade steel using computer-controlled machinery that holds tolerances measured in 10,000ths of an inch. The result is a receiver that's not just stronger than its predecessors, but more precisely manufactured than any lever-action rifle in history. The action itself incorporates design improvements learned from more than a century of lever-action evolution. The bolt lockup system uses multiple locking surfaces to distribute stress evenly across the receiver, preventing the stress concentration points that could lead to failure. The lever mechanism uses modern metallurgy and heat treatment processes to create components that are both harder and tougher than anything available to Winchester or Marlin's original engineers. What makes the Henry Steel lever action particularly impressive is its ability to handle cartridges that would have been impossible for historical lever actions. Rounds like the .450 Marlin and the .4570 Government generate pressures and forces that push the limits of lever action design, yet the Henry Steel chambers and fires these powerful cartridges with complete reliability. Field testing of the Henry Steel lever action has subjected these rifles to rigorous modern abuse. Contemporary torture tests include exposure to temperature extremes from -40°F to +160°, grueling exposure to mud and harsh environmental elements, drop tests from significant heights, and firing schedules that exceed the lifetime usage of most hunting rifles. Throughout all of this testing, the Henry Steel has maintained its accuracy and reliability. The proof of Henry's success with the steel lever action lies in its growing reputation among professional guides and serious hunters. These are people who cannot afford rifle failures, whose livelihoods depend on absolute reliability. From Alaska hunting guides to African professional hunters, the Henry steel lever action has earned trust in situations where failure is not an option. Number 6. The Marlin Model 1895. In the thick forests of the Northeast, where dangerous game might charge through heavy cover, hunters needed a rifle that combined the rapid-fire capability of a lever action with the stopping power of potent cartridges. The Marlin Model 1895 was designed specifically for this demanding role. Engineered from the ground up to chamber cartridges like the 45-70 Government, it was capable of stopping the largest North American game animals. The key to its incredible durability was its massive receiver construction. Made from the highest quality steel available, it created an action that was both incredibly strong and remarkably smooth. Marlin designed a unique lockup system where the bolt locked into the receiver at multiple points, distributing the stress of firing across a much larger area. This design allowed the rifle to handle pressures that would have damaged other lever actions of its era. Its durability was proven by hunters pursuing the most dangerous game in North America. Subjected to conditions that would have destroyed lesser firearms, they continued to function year after year. Today, original 1895s are still taking large game, showing actions that are still tight and mechanisms that function with the exact precision they showed more than a century ago. Number 5. The Winchester Model 1886. When Winchester needed a lever action rifle capable of handling the most powerful cartridges of the late 19th century, they turned to John Moses Browning. They needed a rifle that could chamber the 45-90 Government cartridge. Browning's response was the Model 1886, a rifle so robust that original examples are still hunting dangerous game more than 130 years later. The 1886 represented a quantum leap in lever action construction. Previous lever actions used a toggle link system limited in the power it could handle. Browning completely redesigned the action around a vertical locking bolt system that could withstand the enormous pressures generated by large-bore rifle cartridges. The receiver was machined from solid steel billets, chosen for maximum strength to handle pressures that would destroy other rifles. What made the 1886 legendary was its ability to handle powerful cartridges with remarkable accuracy and reliability. The heavy barrel was hand-forged and hand-fitted to each individual receiver, creating extraordinary precision. Its durability became legendary through its use by professional hunters and guides. Subjected to abuse that would have quickly destroyed lesser rifles, soaked in river crossings and frozen in winter camps, these rifles continued to function flawlessly year after year. Number 4. The Savage Model 99. When most lever-action rifles were still using designs that dated back to the Civil War era, Savage Arms introduced a rifle that looked toward the future. The Model 99 incorporated innovations that wouldn't become standard on other rifles for decades, yet it maintained the rugged reliability that hunters demanded. The most revolutionary feature of the 99 was its rotary magazine system. While other lever actions used tubular magazines that limited them to flat-pointed bullets, the 99's rotary magazine allowed the use of pointed, high-velocity cartridges that offered superior ballistic performance. Savage's engineers built the 99 around a receiver that was both lighter and stronger than traditional lever-action designs. Using advanced metallurgy, they created a steel alloy offering superior strength-to-weight ratios, precision machined using techniques that allowed for tolerances previously impossible in mass production. Alaska guides chose the 99 to handle the powerful cartridges needed for large game while maintaining the absolute reliability essential in dangerous game situations. Furthermore, the precision manufacturing resulted in rifles that maintained sub-inch accuracy, even after decades of use and firing thousands of rounds. The ultimate testament to its durability is its production run. From 1895 until 1998, nearly 1 million Model 99s were produced, and the vast majority are still functional today. Number 3. The Winchester Model 71. When Winchester updated their lever-action line for the 20th century, they created the Model 71, a rifle that combined traditional features with advanced innovations. The 71 was built around a redesigned action that was both stronger and smoother than its predecessors. Engineers used advanced metallurgy and machined the receiver from solid steel billets, allowing the rifle to handle powerful cartridges while cycling faster and more reliably. What set the 71 apart was its attention to accuracy. Designed to compete with bolt-action rifles, its barrel used advanced button rifling techniques that produced highly precise bore dimensions. This accuracy made it a favorite among serious hunters and elk guides in the Rocky Mountains, who made successful shots at ranges previously considered beyond a lever action's capability. The rifle's durability was proven by professional hunters throughout North America. Alaska guides reported 71s that functioned perfectly despite temperatures ranging from 40 below zero to 90 above, being dropped from pack horses and soaked in river crossings. Furthermore, specially treated steel and wood minimize corrosion and moisture damage. Even after years of exposure to the harsh conditions of the wilderness, the Model 71 continued to function flawlessly. Number 2. The Marlin Guide Gun. In the most dangerous hunting situations in North America, where brown bears or angry moose could charge through thick cover at close range, professional guides needed a rifle combining devastating stopping power with absolute reliability. Marlin's guide gun was designed specifically for these demanding situations. Built around their time-proven action, the receiver was manufactured using steel alloys chosen for maximum impact resistance. The action was hand-fitted by experienced craftsmen to meet the exacting standards required for dangerous game hunting. What made the guide gun particularly impressive was its ability to handle the most powerful lever-action cartridges, like the 45-70 Government. Even when loaded to modern pressure standards, it chambers and fires these powerful loads with complete reliability. The cold hammer forged barrel handles extreme pressures and resists erosion, remaining in excellent condition despite thousands of rounds. The ultimate test of its durability comes from Alaska hunting guides, who stake their lives on these rifles. Subjected to conditions that would destroy lesser firearms, including freezing temperatures, ocean salt spray, and constant rain, these rifles functioned perfectly. Even when retrieved from tidal pools without cleaning or maintenance, the guide gun provided instant, reliable firepower when dangerous encounters required it. Number 1. The original Henry rifle. Before lever actions dominated the American frontier, Benjamin Tyler Henry created a rifle in 1860 that forever changed the landscape of firearms. The Henry rifle was a marvel of its era, built with extraordinary manufacturing techniques where skilled craftsmen hand-fitted parts to ensure precise, smooth operation within a distinctive solid brass receiver. What made the Henry truly legendary was its devastating firepower during the Civil War. While military officials hesitated over its cost and an open-slotted magazine tube that was vulnerable to battlefield debris, thousands of Union soldiers purchased the rifle with their own pay. They recognized the immense advantage of a lever action capable of firing 16 rounds of .44 caliber rimfire almost as fast as the shooter could work the action, prompting awestruck Confederates to dub it the rifle you could load on Sunday and fire all week. After the war, this unprecedented rate of fire made it an invaluable companion for scouts and frontiersmen navigating the harsh realities of the American West. Although it wasn't entirely invincible to the mud and grit of frontier life, its internal toggle link mechanism was brilliantly engineered and incredibly robust. The ultimate testament to this American craftsmanship is that carefully maintained original examples from the 1860s remain functional today. Surviving more than a century and a half, these rifles laid the very foundation for the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Every time a historian or collector cycles the tight, precise action on an original Henry, they are experiencing more than just mechanical engineering excellence. They are holding a legacy of American steel and brass that proves when a machine is designed with true quality and built right the first time, it can serve faithfully across generations.